All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, Ruel, and salutation, much love to the elect of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And Brother Osh, back with another video, Lord's will is going to be edifying. And, just speak on the dream I had this morning, or vision. And, it's pretty much about Jacob's trouble and chaos erupting in the streets of America. But the dream started off, I was at somebody's house, not sure whose house it was, but nonetheless, I had some family there, and we're watching TV, and it was Donald Trump. It was DJT. He was giving a speech, and sure enough, while we're watching, a bunch of the Secret Service jump up on the stage, and somebody's yelling, "Oh, there's a gun," and some shit like that. And then, as they start to, as they do, get all over him and shit. Well, as they're trying to get him off the stage, he gets Kurt, and right in the face. So it was a sniper, I guess, shot him in the face in the dream. So after that, I'm talking to the family, and I'm like, yeah, it's not a good time to be going out, in public and going into where people are going to be gathered and this and that. And then I wake up, and then I go back to sleep probably like a couple minutes later. And now it's still the same dream, but now it's like in a different location. Now it's like a warehouse type, storage place, food processing plant or whatever. And people are going crazy, but there's a bunch of people that are, listening to me, what I got to say, and what, waiting for me to tell them what to do. But people are losing it. And then I wake up again for the third time and go back to sleep again. And now it's at a different scene. And now it's all out war. Now it's all out war. People, the guns, you hear guns ringing out, but there's still people following me around and shit. It's a different. Now it would look like a power plant or something that we were at. But nonetheless, people were trying to break in, and I'm telling them, all right, y'all do this, you do this, and then so we held them off. Nobody could get into the where we was at, but you could hear people screaming and getting shot up. All kind of chaos was outside. But that's it. Just wanted to, I just wanted to bring that out because it reminded me of the times that we're coming into. All right, and it was people killing their own family members in the second part. Because there's gonna be tough times. Food's gonna be short. All right, the comforts will be taken from people, which is gonna have them lose their damn minds more than they're already doing now. Matthew 24:12, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, when the lawless society comes where there's no repercussions of people's actions, people are just going to do what the hell they need to do to survive. They're not going to care if it's little Timmy. They're not going to care if you're buddy, all right, if your neighbors, if your friends, your family, all that's going to go out the window. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right. But verse 21 says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And that's the times we're coming into, man. Chiefly here in America, because people have been going through war-torn countries, living in war-torn countries and poverty throughout most of the world. Okay. But here in America, everyone's lives have been luxurious compared to how most people live. Okay, and all that's going to come crashing overnight, Lord's will, one day. Okay, people are going to wake up one day and realize that everything they have took for granted is gone. Okay, and now you got to figure it out. What you going to eat, where you going to go, where you going to sleep. No more showers, no more chilling in the AC. See, all these, or the heat, we're coming into the winter or the fall, but winter's coming up. Things are about to get nasty out here. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the Lord's about to shorten these days up. The days, the day of Jacob's trouble, okay, which is quickly approaching, full steam ahead, so to say, or full fledged. Jeremiah 30:7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And that's what was happening in the dream. People was bugging out, dying, didn't know what to do, where to go. But the Spirit had me calm. In the dream, the Spirit was on me to be calm and to lead people, because the people that were following me, trying to cleave unto me, they didn't know what to do. You could see in their faces that they were terrified. So, scriptures say, wisdom maketh a man's face to shine. They're looking at me to what to do, because knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. Isaiah 33:6. We're going to have to be stable to be leading these people through this chaos, death, and destruction. All right, all around us. The Lord's going to have to put a spirit on us to be able to lead these people in the face of death and, starvation, all manner of evil happening around us, but it shall not come nigh unto thee. So that's what I perceived the dream was about, and it all started with Nero getting offed in the face, right there. I could still picture it. I could still see how his face was mutilated with that that sniper, okay? And then that's when all hell started breaking loose, and the people started to ask me, what do they need to do? Because they could tell that something, even in that first part, as soon as it was on live TV that we were watching, they knew immediately that shit was about to hit the fan. And this is what's happening with Charlie Boy and the other things that have taken place with the division in this country. As like the Lord said, a kingdom divided cannot stand. Well, that's exactly what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose, breaking it down and dividing it. Right? Order out of chaos. But Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians in America. All right, it's the modern day spiritual Egypt. All right, and Sodom. So when it's talking about in here, Isaiah 19:2, it's talking about America. So the Lord's going to set Americans against Americans. That recent movie that came out called Civil War, there's a scene in there where the Edomite asked the journalist or whatever the hell they were, what kind of American are you? And that's what's being set up right now. Two sides. And it doesn't matter. You want to no, there's not going to be no neutral people. You can't. You're going to have to choose who you serve. You either serve this side of the war or that side of the war, which that's what they're stirring up and it's about to boil over. Okay? There's tension, whether it be racial or left wing, right wing, it's extreme, far right, far left, nothing but division is being stirred up. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. So this is what's coming, man. All right, nothing but division. All right, and the cruel Lord, like it says in verse 4, all right, he's doing his job, Nero. But again, like in the dream, who knows? It might be a vision. He got off, and that was the how's the term go? That's the straw that broke the camel's back. Okay, and then the dreams progressively got worse, and it was like a movie. I back in the world, I used to do lucid dreaming. I used to keep a dream journal or dream log. So I got real good at being able to do control my dreams and, being able to pick up where I left off. And so that's pretty much what this dream was. I would just wake up and then pick back the same dream, but pick up like further into the movie, skip a couple scenes, because I didn't see how we went from the house to the warehouse. But nonetheless, it was still the same dream. But yeah, these things is gonna be real life very soon. Not just gonna be a dream or a vision. It's gonna be reality. So 2 Corinthians 15 and 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. You know what? Let me read this in the GNT. All right, because this is what's taking place. It's gonna continue to get worse. It says in 2 Kings 15 and 14, the GNT, the world and the people in it are doomed. Yeah, not just America, but the whole earth. But a lot of these things have already kicked off around the world. All right, the Lord has begun to visit the earth which He has made. That's how we measure in the times. We can see these things happening. Okay, now the grand finale is coming. All right, the Lord say the best for last here in America. It says, verse 15, the war will bring nothing, will bring Salakia. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations, and we literally see that happening as we speak here in this September 20th, 2025. This is literally taking place. There will be great political turmoil, and that's what was happening in the dream. Because, you know, if something like that was to happen, you know, there's going to be all-out chaos amongst the political realm. And it's already happening, you know. Governors coming up against the president, you know, mayors and all this. So the stage is already set for something like this. It says there will be great political turmoil, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government, and that's a civil war, all right, a coup, or whatever you want to call it, civil unrest. Okay, it's political turmoil. It says, verse 17, there will no longer be free access to the cities because the struggle for power will bring destruction. Yeah, it's going to be all out chaos. People fighting amongst each other. The Egyptians against Egyptians. The militias is going to form. All right. What kind of American are you? The military will be, well, they're already mobilizing them, so they're already ready to go. You're not just going to be driving down the highway, going to the next city to have some fun. Because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. That was what was happening in the dream. There was nothing but terror and total confusion, including the people that wanted to follow me, all right, or that were following me. They were confused and they were terrified. Like I mentioned earlier, you could see it in their faces. So imagine the people that was trying to break in, and you could hit the people outside, you know, shooting and looting. That's what's coming, man. But the Lord's going to have a hedge of protection around those that fear Him. 19, driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. Verse 19 in the King James, or 18, I'm sure. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Yeah, the blood of many waxing cold. All right, nobody's finna have no pity when this shit gets real out here. But shall destroy their houses with a sword and spoil their goods, and that's what was taking place in the dream. All right, people trying to spoil one another's goods. Why? Because it was a lack of bread, and it was great tribulation. It was great, you know, sufferings and famine that people again had to take to their own hands. You know, so you know, I just wanted to put that out there. This is the time that's coming. One more, okay? A time like no other, like we read earlier. 2 Ezra 6 and 24. Well, I'll start at verse 22. 2 Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Yeah, because not only from the grinding ceasing and the crops felling, no one can pick them, and shipments are gonna stop, but they're gonna be wiped out. In day one, when shit hits the fan, you best believe all them stores are gonna be cleaned out. When people figure out 911 don't work no more, and the lights have gone out, best believe they're going to them stores to clean them out. And that was in the second part of the dream. That's what it was, like a food warehouse we were in. Okay. But verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Yeah, so that's what's coming, man. You're going to see that your friends really ain't your, well, not we, but these people are going to see that their friends who they think is down with them is not. Okay, they'll be willing to kill you for a great, okay, A bottle of water will get you killed by your so-called friends. And the earth shall stand in fear with, with those that dwell therein. The springs of fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So imagine when the power goes out, all right, that's gonna take out everything as far as this infrastructure that keeps your American life running. No more water, no more gasoline pumping, okay? No more AC. Once you run out of gas, you're fucked. If you don't get gridlocked. Because a lot of people are stupid enough to get on them highways when shit hits the fan and get stuck in traffic until they run out of gas. You know. But verse 25, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world. So he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. I can't really remember the rest of the dream. I know it went on, but one thing was for sure, that the Lord was delivering us, all right, and having us escape these perils. So the next thing would be Yahweh Shai returning, delivering the elect and the nuclear destruction of Babylon the Great. So hey, Lord's will, that was edifying to the hopeful elect. I want to give all praises, glory, honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone who rule well, and much love, salutation to the elect of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.